News Across the Galaxy presents the MidWeek Show. I'm your host, Bryant Lobos, and of course, per usual, my co-host, Mr. Edgar Zuniga. How you doing tonight, sir?
I'm okay. As you can see, I'm at the dig already. I'm over here trying to see if I can get in line already. I heard there's some bobbleheads being given out over the weekend. And
Is
that's
that a
something to
fact?
do with Maya Yoshida.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, man. So I also heard that there was some kind of deal with Japangelas for some really nice t-shirt and other merch. So yeah, I'm trying to get first in line. So let's see how it goes, baby.
Beautiful. Actually, before we get into anything else, Maya Yoshida and Miki Yamane will be in Little Tokyo on Sunday. Um, I think they're gonna do like a signing thing. Uh, I'll get more details on that. We'll retweet everything on that because it seems like it's gonna be pretty cool. But anyway, Edgar, the floor is yours.
Yeah. Before we get into anything, there's something that happened that we have to discuss real quick. The MLS disciplinary committee has fined LA Galaxy midfielder Ricky Puig an undisclosed amount for violating the hands to the face, head, neck of an opponent policy in the 21st minute of LA's Magic and Charlotte FC. Now, Alex Ruiz posted this earlier today. If you haven't had a chance to see it, go look it up. But it's pretty much Ricky Push comes in, fouls one of the Charlotte players. Then I think he tries to pat him on the shoulder to apologize, and he accidentally brushes the guy's head, which I guess in somebody's eyes was seen as him trying to knock the dude's head off. So
Nah,
that's
nah,
a,
nah, nah.
in
No
my
way.
opinion, that's so soft from MLS to do something like that. So yeah, I mean I don't know, maybe they fine them $5 or something. Who
Very
knows?
soft. And shout out to the young profe Alex Ruiz who put this out on his Twitter. Yeah, if you guys go watch the replay of this, it's it's really nothing. Just a brush of the face. Um, I'm not sure why these little instances are getting attention from MLS. I just let the boys play. I think in a high competitive game, stuff like this happens regularly, and for you to kind of police that seems a little unfair to the players. They won't play with the same intensity if you keep finding them for being an intense player on the pitch. It's kind of whack, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. The other hot button topic that's been floating around Galaxy Twitter is the whole thing with Marco Royce. I've been seeing people going at each other's throats from coast to coast regarding Marco Royce. The people in Charlotte, are like, "Damn it, please get something done." The people in St. Louis are like, "Hey, don't forget about us. We're here."
Mm-hmm.
And the people in here in Galaxy and I are like, "He's definitely gonna come over here."
Yeah.
Depending on whatever city you're in, everybody is hoping to get Marco Roche before Marco Roche has even had a chance to say anything really.
He
So
probably doesn't even want to come to MLS, and everybody's already expecting him to be here.
yeah, right. Maybe
Yeah,
if he wants that nice little paycheck at the end of his career, ends up going to Saudi Arabia. You never know.
you never know, especially with a player like this who is injury prone. That's something that we forgot to mention on the Sunday show because we talked about it briefly. I know you had your thoughts about that with the whole Ricky thing and maybe bringing him in instead. I know you had a poll about it. What what can he do if he does come to the LA Galaxy? Because I know he's not going to be able to start and go the full 90. Is he going to be a super sub on a TAM contract?
Uh, well, if he comes in on that kind of deal, he would be one of those players that can come in and offer you a lot of experience to share with the with players during training, and maybe to tutor some of the players that are younger, up and coming. So that way, he could serve like a dual role. He could be both an on the field leader whenever he's on there, maybe provide some scoring when it's necessary, but at the same time also in the locker room be a voice of leadership, of experience, so that way it serves two benefits. But knowing that he won't be coming in at the very prime of his career, you understand, that's something that it's understandable. But like I said, my one of my the questions was, are you gonna have a are you gonna be forced to choose between a Ricky Puig who is still refining his craft, or would you rather want this guy who's in near the twilight of his career, but who doesn't need to spend all his time trying to work on his craft because he's already at the top of his game?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't
Well,
know.
with it seems like a tough situation because for me, I don't. I've talked about this on the show. The whole thing with the aging players and bringing them in, I'm kind of over that. It seems counterproductive to what the roster is already. We've mentioned this on Sunday as well that the roster is pretty young. I know you want to bring in veterans to kind of teach the professional ropes to the younger guys, but and of course I think he'll probably make the LA Galaxy slightly better. But we want to win championships over here, and you're gonna waste a TAM position on a player who's probably not gonna be 100% every time in a on a player that's injury prone. Um, I'm not sure about that. I don't know if I'd move a lot of stuff to try and acquire this player from the discovery rights or whatever it is that these funky MLS rules have. Not sure. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of this move. But we'll see. We'll see what the front office does.
There's one other thing I want to say too.
Yeah.
Before I almost forget, I almost did forget. On Monday, I retweeted a video that was put out by Fútbol Americas featuring our good friend Herc, and he was talking about the possibility of Antoine Griezmann coming to the LA Galaxy, and he was making a very strong argument and setting up a pitch to get Griezmann in the blue, white, and gold. So the question then becomes, what would you be willing to give up for the Frenchman, and would you want to see him in LA? What do you think, Brian?
I think 100% you want to see him in LA. I've had this conversation with the guys from Laguna Galaxiana. I was on their show not too long ago, and yeah, the whole Griezmann thing, I'm in for it 100%. Does he fill in the role that Ricky Puig has on his team just in case Ricky leaves during the summer? That I don't know. But if you're able to go and get a player like Antoine Griezmann to come to the LA Galaxy, not only do you fill your roster needs on the offensive side, you also have that uh, big player name, quote unquote, to come to the LA Galaxy. And we've been that club for the longest, bringing in big names and all that. I've been very vocal about me disliking that formula. But if it's somebody like him who is nowhere near his retirement years, I think you try your best to try and get him. So yes, bring me Griezmann, please, or Kylian Mbappe. Why not? Let's just start rumors.
Yeah, let's not forget. I was trying to like will that into existence. Who has his discovery rights? I'd like to know, man. I would give him like a lifetime supply of In and Out Burger if they give me his discovery rights.
For Kylian Mbappe, yeah. You know what? Let's just start rumors. Kylian Mbappe, Memphis Depay, Antoine Griezmann, they're all coming to the LA Galaxy.
Oh
Why
yeah,
not?
Kareem Benzema too,
Kareem
right?
Benzema. Oh, there is talks of him leaving the Saudi league. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's a move to MLS, but if it is a move to MLS, would you want him here?
He. I feel like maybe not. Maybe he feels like he's one of those guys that might come in and have like a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna come in and just start tearing it up. But then on the other hand, he's not at the top of his game anymore. So then you have that argument like, are you really gonna bring in a player that's gonna be looking for a retirement check? I don't know. Maybe maybe you might end up seeing him at Inter Miami, and we're tired of hearing everybody ended up playing with those guys, right?
Yeah.
But it gives you an idea of what it was like to be an MLS fan, in the first few decades of this league, and hearing all these players being linked to the LA Galaxy, and you're like, damn, those guys.
Or he could be making that move to the newly MLS franchise in San Diego.
Yes,
They're throwing money at people. There's rumors of Sergio Ramos getting talks with them, and I've seen Kevin De Bruyne. Why not Kareem Benzema going down there? I mean, it'd be
Kevin,
good for MLS.
Kevin,
Yes,
um, Kevin,
Kevin De Bruyne.
Kevin.
Yeah.
But the one that, yeah, it's interesting. It's funny seeing them come together, right? That team, San Diego FC, because we already heard that they're gonna reach out to Memo, right? I think he
Mm-hmm.
did. He already signed with them. I think he might have, right?
Not sure.
So, yeah, they're definitely working on trying to put a team that will not just come in and put butts in the seats, but will be competitive in a West Coast that has LA Galaxy, LAFC, and the Earthquakes who are kind of trying to figure things out. So and then you got Portland, Seattle, and Vancouver up the coast. But yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting having San Diego down the road and seeing them come together and trying to see what kind of names they draw away from the LA market. So you're gonna see a lot of upset Galaxy and LAFC fans saying, "Hey, wait a minute, you should be coming here, not over there."
Yeah,
But
well, the beautiful thing about that club coming in is that makes for MLS clubs in California. There could be a little mini tournament where like the Kings of Cali type thing, and I think
oh yeah,
that's a smart move by MLS to bring in a team like that because you're gonna hit a market that's untouched. They love their soccer out there, and then two, just the rivalries that you could have between LAFC, LA Galaxy, San Diego, and San Jose. The clash of California. It could be something special, which I'm not even mad about it, to be honest. Not even mad.
hey, man, there you go. All right, moving on.
Yes.
Uh, Coming up, our LA Galaxy will be getting a visit from a I don't know, a very strange Houston Dynamo team. Uh, Last season, actually, let me back up. After a solid start, Houston Dynamo won three of their first five matches, and since then they've only managed five wins. So over the last 8 games, they only have two wins. Um, and three of their wins have been on the road. And in case you're wondering what's going on, they've only scored 3 goals over the last 6 matches. So I don't know what the heck's going on with them, Bryant, because one of the big things was them getting Hector Herrera back.
Yep.
He came back, and things have gotten worse since he got back. He's only scored 1 goal. He's been playing limited minutes. So I don't know. I mean, I like it when I'm in the minority because I like it when teams across the league have big names and they do well because it puts butts in the seats, it gets eyes on the league, and so every team can say that they have something to look forward to on match day. And to see that Hector Herrera came back, I thought it was going to be a good thing for Houston, and it hasn't, which it might turn out to be a good thing for us. But just to recap real quick, over the last 6 matches, Houston and Galaxy have had 2 wins apiece. 2 wins, so that means the Galaxy's won two, Houston's won two, and 2 draws. So it's
Mm-hmm.
right down the middle.
Yeah.
Last season, the Dynamo smashed the Galaxy 3-0 in April match, and it was a match. I don't know if you guys remember. There were 8 yellow cards handed out to both teams.
Yes.
A double yellow to Hector Herrera, a red to Martin Cáceres, and then that infamous red card to Douglas Costa at the very end of the match where he like horse collared that guy. Um, so everybody was expecting, more fireworks in the return leg, but when they played again in September later that year here in LA, they played to a scoreless draw, and that was that. So it's curious to see what Houston's going to be doing against the Galaxy. What kind of vibe are you getting from them, Bryant?
It's well, they're not at their best. Obviously, they come in to this match on Saturday in eighth place. The LA Galaxy coming into this match in fourth place after drawing four straight matches. Um, Last match that Houston had, Hector Herrera did play, but they drew against a Dallas team who is not that good this season. So I'm not sure what it is. It could be the coaching. It could just be one of those years where nothing is sinking. But the
Yeah.
thing is, I think this is a great opportunity for the LA Galaxy. You're seeing a team in Houston Dynamo who is kind of down and they're not finding their form. So you could easily catch these guys um, slacking it and get 3 points at home, which is an important 3 points because right now we're going to go through a stretch of 4 home games and 1 away, which is something we haven't really seen this season. The LA Galaxy has traveled a lot this season. I know we talked about this on Sunday, and I asked you guys if you guys give credit to the LA Galaxy for having a solid road stretch, and you guys didn't really agree. But now we're at home. against a Houston Dynamo who is not good. I know you had some stats about their goal scorers. They seem to not score a lot of goals.
No, yeah, they're kind of a mess right now. Um, but before I get into the their scoring stuff, you mentioned how LA Galaxy just had 4 draws in a row, right? And they played so many matches on the road, and whether or not it feels satisfying to see them do that, it really isn't, to be honest, because some of those games are games where they had their opportunities, and Galaxy just they just couldn't finish, man. And it's unfortunate because in some games you're gonna get maybe 1 or 2 chances to score, but we saw them have numerous opportunities to score, especially like in the game against Minnesota, for example.
Mm-hmm.
So it becomes frustrating because especially because Daniel Velich, he scored a bunch of goals to start the season, and since then they kind of come here and there, but not to the frequency we were accustomed to. Meanwhile, here comes Houston, right? And their leading goal scorer is Ibrahim Aliyu.
Mm-hmm.
He has 4 goals. He has 1 assist, and then after that, it's just by committee: 1 goal here, 1 goal there, 1 goal here, 1 goal there. Nobody's really stepped up after that. I know you mentioned that they have a great Panamanian player named Alberto Carrasquilla. So far, he's just contributed 1 assist. So they're having a hard time getting anybody going on this team. So yeah, they're going to be coming in. There is one particular player on the roster that a lot of Galaxy fans will be familiar with, and that's that Daniel Steres. And then
The
there's another player people are gonna be like, "Oh my God, this guy again!" It's Latif Blessing.
oh my gosh. So kind of like a welcome back to LA for both of
For both of them, yeah.
them. um, the Houston Dynamo. Um, they've always like these past couple years when there's been like a decision day. It seems like they've had our number these years back. Now we don't get them on decision day. Well, at least I haven't looked ahead to see if we get them on decision day. But this is like I said again, great opportunity for Vanny and company to start getting those winning tactics or what is it? Missing the
Get
word
back to our
here.
winning ways, damn it.
Yeah, back to winning ways to create good. What am I trying to say?
Hey, I just want to say, by the way,
Yes,
we do have them on decision day.
we do. Oh my gosh, never mind then. And it's over there. I'm
we
assuming.
yes.
Oh, never mind. Disregard everything I just said. Nah,
How do you feel?
this team, the LA Galaxy, have an opportunity to start a great winning stretch of games right now. But this is the thing, though. How are we going to beat the Houston Dynamo? What is our best bet going against them? We don't have Painstill, who is out with a hamstring for a few weeks. So then you're going to start Fagundes. Where can we damage this team? Are they good defensively? I mean, they have Steris, so they might not be, right?
Why you gotta hate, man?
Well, they have him as a left
Uh,
back or a right back, don't they?
they have him as a left back.
See,
Um,
that's all Peck right there. I think he could expose that side and we could damage them on those wings. It seems like they play like with a flat four that don't really push up with their wing backs.
well, like I said, they're okay on defense. They've only given up 13 goals all season long. They just can't score. They just can't score. So it might be a repeat of what we saw in Charlotte, because Charlotte themselves they only gave up 13 goals all season. So they work real hard in the back, but they just can't get it done up top. And that's I guess that's a credit to Ben Olsen. Ben Olsen, that's just the way he works as a manager. So this is going to be a challenge for LA Galaxy to try and beat a team that's going to try to beat you probably on the break. Um, but yeah, Galaxy, I think is going to get their opportunities, man. They just got to finish, and that's been the big question this whole time. Maybe just coming back home will be an opportunity for them to feel more comfortable and start to get things going. But that means that Daniel Release is going to have to get into the right positions and be able to score goals. And another thing I'm hoping to see is that Gabriel Peck uh, finally gets out. I feel like he's stuck in gear. I'm not saying like first or second gear, like he's stuck in third gear, right? And I'm waiting for him to finally do something to get to that next level where we get to see a Gabriel Peck that we've seen in the highlight reels that he can do this, he can do that. So now that Joseph Paintsil is out, maybe this is the opportunity that Gabriel Peck has to really show what he has, what he can do, because there's going to be more reliance on him. And meanwhile, Diego Fagundes is going to be stepping up on his side. So who knows?
with the
But I'm
with
really hoping to see more of Gabriel Peck as the, while Paintsil is out.
and that's a big question because I'm not sure what hasn't worked for him. I'm not sure if he's not getting the actual service that he needs because of the last match that we saw, he was getting into those spaces out wide. It was just in the final third, and it wasn't just him in that match. Everybody in that final third was just horrendous. But maybe at home, he could get the service that he wants. You talked about Fagundes. We already know he's more than solid on the wings, and we are. Eddie mentioned it. We're lucky to have a player like that. With the overleach, we got to remember he's coming back from an injury. That he started off hot because he was healthy and he was able to get into those spaces better than he can after an injury like that. So maybe this is a start of him in this match Saturday. It could be the start of another goal scoring run for him. And that's what we want to see because, I mean, he's our guy right now. And he's the only guy we really have. When you look at the bench, nobody else can really.
Miguel Berry.
I understand that, dude. I'm not shitting on Miguel Berry, but
Miguel, remember berries. Come on.
the member berries.
Remember?
So if the LA Galaxy wants to start winning this match, I think the wings is going to be key for us. Now, on the flip side of that, you mentioned that Ben Olsen likes to kind of defend and counterattack. What's another way that they could beat the LA Galaxy at home? You said they're not that bad on the road, so this could be one of. Is it one of those trap games against Houston?
Um, well, the important thing is for LA Galaxy to take a lead in this game, because one of the things that Houston does really good is protect the lead. Um, so that's going to be the challenge. Hopefully, LA Galaxy comes out with some fire and they push them into the back and force them to make mistakes. So that way, I think that's the biggest way that LA Galaxy can do. Those teams that are very defensively sound, you have to figure out a way to make them make mistakes. And LA Galaxy can do that. They can flood the box with a lot of attack, a lot of speed, and hopefully, in one of those opportunities, Dejan Joveljic can be in the right place at the right time and find his spot. But that's been kind of the challenge for him, right? He did it against Minnesota, but then he had the opportunity to win the game and just couldn't.
Yeah.
Um, but maybe against Houston, he'll be able to. So we're gonna see. And one of the biggest things Galaxy has to do, obviously, is avoid giving up goals and set pieces, which it kind of seems like they're finally getting over that. But at the same time, there's concerns about Maya Yoshida's play, right? Because like I said in on Sunday, he's your captain, right? He's supposed to be somebody you can rely on to give you consistent results, consistent play week in and week out, and we've been seeing him getting dunked on, right? Like those NBA highlight vids, you see this nice goal, and most of the time you see Yoshida just lying there on the ground, which sucks for
Yeah.
us. But maybe back home, knowing that it's gonna be his bobblehead day, maybe it's opportunity for him to be like, you know what? No, not gonna
Nah,
happen.
can't get dunked on in front of my whole fans.
He's gonna be like this, shaking his head
Yeah.
like a bobblehead.
And I think everybody's excited too to come back home and watch the LA Galaxy play at home. So it should be another boost for the LA Galaxy. I think at home, every pregame stuff that has happened up till now has been has maybe like given the LA Galaxy as a team more motivation because everybody seems to go in a little bit early, hit the vibes with the DJ whoever's playing in that little section by the berm, and it as a player you kind of feed off of that type of energy, and so I'm hoping it's going to be another one of those. But now let's get into some referee talk. I know you have some stats on the referee. Maybe favoring us, or is it going to hurt us?
Well, before that, there's one more thing I wanted to share.
Yes.
I was in my research that I was doing on Houston Dynamo. One of the weaknesses that I found was that they're very weak against through ball attacks. And who is known for or his little through ball passes all the time?
Your favorite Ricky Pooch.
Yeah, Ricky Puig. So maybe this is an opportunity for Puig to really shine and put some doubters, to bed. Hey, shut up, watch me cook. So, um, but in order to do that, LA Galaxy had to deal with referee Alan Chapman, which is a name that's very familiar if you're an MLS fan. Alan Chapman has been around for a while. In fact, he's refereed 240 MLS matches, including 23 overall with LA Galaxy, and that's not counting the MLS's back tournament, which is like a whole different beast on its own. Uh, in those 23 matches that he has refereed for LA Galaxy, Galaxy have won 8, they have drawn 5 and lost 10. With LA Galaxy at home and Chapman with the whistle, he has refereed 14 matches, which resulted in 7 wins, 2 draws, and 5 losses. And in case you're wondering, in his lifetime, he has refereed 2 matches involving the LA Galaxy in Houston, one away, one here. Both of them, Houston W's.
Oh, come on. Don't tell me that. Why you gotta ruin the party? We're having such a
Wah,
great
wah,
time, such a
wah,
great
wah.
conversation about the LA Galaxy, maybe
Yeah,
starting a run at home, and then you give me this stat. Come on, Edgar.
yeah, there's always a little twist.
There's always a little twist. I have you kept tabs on how we've been doing against what with the refs that have ref the LA Galaxy so far?
Yeah, so far it's been pretty accurate.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty accurate. For example, in the match against Charlotte, I predicted a 2-1 win, but everything else pointed to a draw, and the game ended up in a draw because that's just the way the guy calls it. So in this game, with Alan Chapman here at the dig, it's heavily, not heavily, but it's leaning really towards a Galaxy win, considering how Houston is coming in like a wounded animal. That I mean, not those wounded animals that you catch them in a corner and they'll bite you. More like a wounded animal is just like put me out of my misery kind of animal. Sorry, it sounds bad, but yeah. So it's pointing towards a Galaxy W, in my opinion. But this is MLS. Anything can happen any given weekend. But if playing at home, the ref favors you. The visiting team is trash. Sorry, Houston.
Yes. Um,
And they're gonna be wearing those weird ass Zerpin jerseys, the purple drank jerseys.
who Houston? Have I
Yeah,
seen those?
yeah, you'll see them on Sunday. I mean on Saturday. They're weird purple kits that are supposed to they're supposed to celebrate Houston hip hop culture, which the Zerp.
All right.
You know what I'm talking
That's
about, right?
actually
Purple
pretty
drank.
clever. Yeah. That's actually pretty clever.
So it's interesting because like you ask Houston fans, and they're like, "What does purple have to do with anything?" But apparently, purple is the secondary color of the city or something. So yeah,
All right. I wanted to ask you something about the reps. How does he call the games? Is he strict with the yellows? Is he gonna let the boys
no,
play?
yeah, Alan Chapman doesn't call a lot of cards. I mean, he doesn't draw a lot of cards. He's the kind of guy that has pretty good control of the match and lets the boys play. So you won't see him draw out that many cards unless I don't know, maybe Douglas Costa decides to jump in from the stands and choke someone.
Dude, I remember that match, and I was so mad when he did that, dude. I think we all,
Everybody was.
yeah, I think, and then the Sunday show that we had, I mean, we gave it to him because,
Well, not only the following weekend, he was at Coachella, man.
yeah, that's why we got the red. Wanted to go to Coachella. Damn
Yeah.
it, Douglas Costa, the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh, he's gone, man. He's
Yeah,
so gone.
thank God, bro. Thank God. All right, well, let's get to these betting odds. On Google, the LA Galaxy, their win probability is 53%. The draw at 25%. And Houston, their win probability at 22%. So I think before even looking at this, I think we both have the LA Galaxy winning, or am I mistaken to assume that?
5-0 Houston win, baby.
5-0 Houston
I'm just
win.
kidding. Come on, we used to have a just
Welcome
wanted to
home.
to see your reaction.
Stairs with a hat
Nah,
trick.
yeah. Oh damn, 4 goals maybe. No, unless something really, really strange and unforeseen happens, Galaxy should win this match. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but man, if they're due for a win, they have not been playing bad, but then again, they really haven't been finishing well. This is an opportunity to beat up on someone who's down. That's the way it is.
Yeah.
So I expect Galaxy to win this game. And because Houston is having such a hard time scoring, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it's 3-0 Galaxy. Uh, it should be a comfortable victory, not that much difficulty.
I kind of have the same score. Like I mentioned earlier, this is a great opportunity for the LA Galaxy to start proper winning habits at home. And this is a match that's easily obtainable with the points. But then again, like you mentioned, MLS, anything could happen. And this team, for some reason, when they play us, they seem to wake up every time. And well, but aside from that, I think I'm gonna go with your score, 3-0. They should be able to steamroll this team pretty easily. We'll see what the starting lineup looks like because I'm not sure what it will look like. Um, we could just guess and kind of whatever, but it should be a win.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
no, definitely.
hopefully.
Um, the my one question just to throw out there, just for the sake of argument, if you're Benny, are you gonna go back to starting J Mac at goal, or are you gonna tell Mikovic, hey, you had a fantastic game in Charlotte. Let's see what you can do against Houston.
No, you stick with J Mac. He's been our starting goalkeeper this season, and he hasn't been bad at all. Uh, it's great that
Just
Vanny gave Mikovic the opportunity to start at keeper, so he could feel like he's part of the team. And I love that he had a great game, Mikovic.
I'm
But
just saying, you know why?
yeah, you're yes,
Because there's a midweek match.
there is. Is it the Chicago one? No, it's not.
No, no,
Uh,
it's shoot, I'm trying
it's
to look
two
here.
home and then Chicago, then two home.
Yeah, uh, no, Galaxy is gonna play against Dallas in the midweek right after Houston. So hey, putting Mikovic out there with a week's rest, and then having J Mac go against Dallas to make sure that the boys don't have a drop wouldn't be a bad idea.
It could be
Mix
something
it like
like
that.
that. Yeah, and also another player that could see some playing time would be Edwin Cerrillo.
Yeah, when are we gonna see him play?
We'll see if he starts this weekend. That'd be is would that be a sign of Brugman maybe not fitting with the starting lineup if Cerrillo starts this game, or is it just because of the
Uh,
midweek?
yeah, he's a center back, so it'd be an opportunity. For example, wouldn't it be exciting to see Jalen Neo and Cerrillo playing together, starting the game?
No.
It's me. That goes against the whole Maya Yoshida bobblehead day thing, but
Yeah, you start
at
Yoshida.
some, sorry, but at some point, I would love to see Edwin Cerrillo and oh my God, Jalen Neal playing in the back.
I wouldn't want to see
Just
that. I'd like to
because
see Garces.
with huh?
I'd like to see Garces and Neil at one point.
Yeah, that'd be nice too.
But
But
Cedillo, that's his spot. CDM, that's him. That should be where he plays because that's where he plays his best, I think.
you know what, Brian? Just had a brain fart. I meant to say Cerrillo at the back. So maybe you can edit that out.
Negative. We're not editing that out.
Damn it.
All right, Edgar.
5 minutes later.
Anything else
No,
before we leave? I know it's going to be a short pod, but short and sweet because I think we're going to smash this team. Anything else before we take off?
no, just everyone make sure to get there early because I heard that there's gonna be a an event going on at the dig. Also, you know how we have the tennis stadium? I think they're or at the in the on the grounds there's like a fitness event or something. I forgot what the heck it is. But in the past, when there have been events at the dig, it's caused issues. Remember last year they had the whole boxing match thing
Mm-hmm.
going on, and it really messed traffic up for a lot of people. I remember I didn't get into the stadium until like midway through the first half. I was really upset. So just make sure to get there a little bit extra early to make sure that you have a parking spot and you're able to watch the matches in its entirety.
Yeah,
So
of
yeah,
course. I think that does it for us. here at News Across the Galaxy at the midweek show. We did have a guest planned out, but life, and that's perfectly fine. Um, you can find me as Bryant Nags on Instagram and X/Twitter. Where can they find you, sir?
You guys can find me on Twitter. Screw the X. You guys can find me on Twitter as Edgar Nags, also at just NA_GS, and Edgar Nags on Instagram.
Beautiful. Well, that is it from me, Bryant and Edgar. We are out of here. And as always, keep on nagging. What's the one that's doing?